Supercar Series at Mazda Raceway in Laguna Seca. We have 2 races here for you tonight. Both will be 17 laps. Currently fastest in qualifying, Martin Carroll, 126, 4.8. Check us out at GRAsim. Nigel Baines in second on the grid. Greg Carr third. We got newcomer Sth Zac Baker in fourth. Rounding out top 5. Glenn Sidman in fifth. With about 20 seconds left to qualifying, the driver was just finishing up their last laps.
Well, guys, welcome to We Are Here. I'm JD Smith. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Avery McDonald and Kane Kraft out here on the West Coast tonight for a very special broadcast right here on the eve of Christmas Eve. Once again, I'm JD Smith. As the guys are getting ready to grid, currently the pole sitter right now is Martin Carroll with a time of 1 minute 26.25. That is a stellar time from the 184 driver, who the story lately is, guys, is Martin Carroll. He has dominated in the recent weeks. We saw him take the victory last week and was able to get into victory lane. He also was able to take Bathurst, and that was a huge race, the biggest race of the year so far. So as we look back towards the beginning of the season, fellas, it looks like, you know, we started out with Greg Carr, the number 5 Can-Am Motorsports driver, dominate the beginning of the season, but as we move forward and go down the schedule, we've seen a newcomer come in Martin Carroll, and he has really shown that he can be a dominant force here in the GV8, fellas.
Yeah, Martin Carroll had a great performance last week at Road America. I know he passed me a couple times, but, you know, here at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, there's a bunch of different turns, so can't wait to see how these drivers will adapt to those turns. With qualifying over, Martin Carroll is your official pole sitter for this evening's race.
And the way they're going to line up right now is Martin Carroll, of course, on the inside pole, the outside pole, and starting in second will be Nigel Baines in the number 36 Spotty Dog Cake Ford Falcon. Greg Carr will be starting on the second row as Zac Baker on the outside. In row 3 tonight, you'll see Glenn Sidman with Tony Kloosterman on the outside. In row 4, we'll see Trevor Pickett and Jason Lundy. Row 5 will be Isaac de Figueiredo and Daniil Maninkoff. And then we have Chris Hogan in 11th, Nils Jordan in 12th, with Jim Eagan 13th, Jarrell Monroe in 14th, Mario Girard back in 15th with Kyle Herron 16th. And the final row is Avery's up in the booth with us. It's going to be 17th, the number 04 of Mark Myers in the Fago Ford Falcon. We're getting ready to go green. I'm going to do as always and let my good friend Kane Kraft take us green, buddy.
Well, this is awfully dramatic, guys. Seems like an awful long wait.
Yeah, they're waiting for the 29 car to grid.
And it's super exciting as we get the cars lined up. The photographers getting some time to take some really cool photos of the guys gridding here. And once again, we'll let Kane take us green.
Alright, guys. Our engines are revving. We got a green flag. Let's see how they get through the first turn.
Martin Carroll get a little shaky on the start.
Greg Carr's off to a great start. It's got
Trouble,
the inside
guys,
line.
Trouble. Daniil Maninkoff off the track. We do have trouble back in the midfield, as I saw. You're going to have trouble from Mark Myers, who's going to have trouble getting started. Nils Jordan caught up, Kyle Herron as well. I think the two drivers that are going to be devastated the most is newcomer Trevor Pickett and Mark Myers. Those two did get started off late after turning almost completely around, guys.
Yeah, it looked like the number 92 of Trevor Pickett just spun the tires, got into the wall, which caused a reaction. Here in GV8, this one the first time I've seen
Got a great race at the front between Greg Carr and Marty, looks like. And Greg Carr is off into the kitty litter, but that allows Marty to get around. But Greg managed to get back on track and only lost another position there to Nigel Baines. It's only the 2 positions.
So right now you see Marty Carroll out in front. He has shown his recent dominance, and Nigel Baines in a close second. We've seen Nigel Baines run absolutely wonderful races, but it seems like he's gotten a little bit of the bad luck streak in a few wrecks lately. So hopefully we'll be able to see Nigel Baines contend up there with Marty all night. It'll be fun to see in race 1 of 2, guys.
Here at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca, there are 11 turns here at the Raceway. There's only a couple of them that are the same. Some of them are different. Got a big double apex turn right here in the Andretti hairpin, so you want to make sure you hit both apexes. Smooth transition as you go into turn number.
Right now, I want everybody to look at Jason Lundy as he's able to make the pass on Glenn Sidman. We've seen Glenn Sidman have outstanding runs with the podiums here recently, and Jason Lundy is able to try to make a pass again, and he's got Tony Kloosterman right on his bumper. That's a great position right there for the 5th place. It's battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th right there. We see almost 3 wide going into the turn, and just great job by Tony Kloosterman battling right behind Jason Lundy. Sidman and Lundy side by side, door to door, heading up the back hill, head towards the corkscrew, guys. This is going to get interesting as they head into the corkscrew. Lundy has the advantage and is able to make the pass.
Kloosterman had a rough race last night, had a connection issue, took home the last place finish, so he's going to try to make up everything he can for what happened last week at Road America.
As they head down the corkscrew, no problem for anybody so far. That is one of the unique characteristics here at the Laguna Seca. It is a tremendous drop for these heavy V8 supercars, and they can get out from under the drivers in a hurry if they're not careful. They really have to get on the brakes as they're coming up that hill. The braking marker there is just after the inside curb lets up, and if you miss it, you guys can be over into the sand trap, and next thing you know, you got a crunched up hood as you hit the back wall. It is such a tough part and one of the legendary parts of this track.
Newcomer Zac Baker doing a great job staying up there with Greg Carr in the 4th position.
Yeah,
he's having no trouble hanging out with the fastest of the GV8 guys, so it's great to see Zach join the race here.
Anytime you see a guy come into a league and hang with the number 5 Can-Am Motorsports of Greg Carr, you're doing quite all right, fellas. He is really doing good hanging up in the top 4, really trying to fight to get a podium here in his first ever GV8 race. We welcome him with open arms and glad to have him here. So really good to see the newcomer doing good. It's always fun to see new talent coming in, especially when they can. Oh, trouble for Greg Carr, guys. He gets loose. Did he get out? I'm trying to see if he got a little contact there, fellas. And not sure if he did or not.
He got a little front end damage there as he entered the wall.
Yeah, he does have some front end damage, more than likely from the wall, but he had to go pretty far back just before he could get some clean track to get on the track. I'm thinking he's back in 12th or 13th.
And just to clarify that up, he did not have any contact from the rear. That was just, Greg just got loose coming off of that dangerous corkscrew, guys. We also got a battle up front, fellas. Nigel Baines really trying to put some pressure on Marty Carroll.
Now, for Marty Carroll, this is exactly what he wanted to see, as Greg Carr suffer a little bit, because Marty's down in the points for a little bit for missing a couple races.
Yeah, yes, Greg Carr has still been able to finish on the podium the last few weeks, so that's been able to help the points in his behalf to stay up there in the lead. Even though Marty has won the last couple races, Greg has finished very well, so this is the break that Marty needs to get a little bit of gain in the points.
Currently, we have one car a lap down, that is Daniil, number 47. Another thing about Zac Baker, he's one of the 4 drivers to get into the 116s here at Mazda, 126. Other 4 drivers were Marty Carroll, Nigel Baines, and Greg Carr, so you know he's quick.
Right now, back for the battle for 9th place, Jim Eagan trying to hold off Nils Jordan in the redback Ford Falcon. Good battle going on right there for the 9th place position, and behind them is Mario Girard, who's been silent so far on the track, but you guys know how finesse and smooth that Team Road Shark Racing driver can get. Mario's definitely been in trouble in front right now. We got some clogged up on the front stretch as Jim Eagan had to get on brakes, as it looks like Jarrell Monroe in the number 12 car, I don't know if he got loose, something happened, and he had to come to almost a complete stop and backed up traffic. That is going to allow Mario Girard to get around Jim Eagan and push Jim Eagan back, and then Mario is now trying to make a pass on is now trying to make the pass on Jarrell Monroe. Nils Jordan gets the beneficiary as he moves up to 8th.
Quick update, Greg Carr going into the corkscrew, overshot the corner, went into the sand, turned around and lost a ton of time. That is not what you want to see from Greg Carr, who is one of the most consistent drivers we've seen.
More trouble for Mark Myers on the front straights, gets turned around on the final turn 11 here at Laguna Seca, gets head first, nose first into the wall barrier, and that's going to be mighty heavily damaged for Mark Myers, unfortunately back in 16th place, fellas.
Chris Hogan's having a decent run tonight up in 7th place. He's just running smooth, running consistent, and it's done well for him. Got him up into 7th place.
Yeah, if he keeps it up, he's going to be on the tail of Tony Kloosterman in the 121. Never quit racing.
Ooh, accident.
Trouble, guys. Glenn Sidman and Jason Lundy get into a bad wreck there. And big time, Jason Lundy's able to escape Kane and Avery, but it looks like the trouble still is going to be some damage. All drivers get away from it, but wow.
Got our instant replay coming up to show the incident between Jason Lundy and Glenn Sidman there.
It looks like Lundy just kind of drove it in a little bit more, trying to make the overtake pass.
And on the live scene right now, Glenn Sidman's able to take a position back away from Nils Jordan. They're side by side right now, having a fantastic go at it. Glenn Sidman makes a very aggressive move, a clean aggressive move, and is able to overtake Nils Jordan again.
Nils Jordan, the driver that was new to the GV8 series in the beginning of the season, and he has improved a ton over the last couple of races, so it's good to see Nils step up his game and get some more solid finishes.
Another driver we've seen get podium after podium lately is Glenn Sidman in the number 83 True Blue Steel. And I'm telling you what, he is in 7th right now. He got his car turned around with the incident with Jason Lundy, but he is not letting it get to him, fellas. Here we are on lap number 6 of 17, and Glenn Sidman is already working his way back up towards the front. Chris Hogan and Jason Lundy have a go at it up in front of Sidman for the 5th place position. A great battle between Chris Hogan and Jason Lundy right now. And Jason Lundy currently in 5th, but Chris Hogan and him are going back and back, neck and neck for that 5th place position as they enter turn 1 here at Laguna Seca. Jason Lundy able to get a good jump on Hogan, and he's going to advance and get a little space in between the number 10 of Chris Hogan.
Congratulations to... Oh, go ahead, Avery.
Martin Carroll up to about 1 second lead over Nigel Baines. They're running fairly close time, so with about 10 laps to go, coming up pretty bit. Watch out. You never know with Nigel Baines.
Yeah, that is a really good battle for the lead right now. Marty Carroll doing a really good job. Marty Carroll's about as cold as ice when it comes to not making mistakes. He's ice cold, and he doesn't let anything get to him. He's smooth as they come, and he's not letting Nigel get to him at all. That Spotty Dog cake, he's got that cake all in his rear view mirror, and he's not letting it get to him, guys. Very smooth for Martin. But look at the newcomer right there in 3rd, guys. He has really shown himself worthy. Zac Baker in the 513 Ford Falcon doing a phenomenal job of hanging in 3rd. He's actually not far off the pace from Nigel Baines at all, and if he could just find a little bit of speed somewhere on the track, he really could catch those 2 front runners, and we could have a 3-way battle for the lead before the end of this thing.
Well, I think if Nigel gets up there a little bit with Marty, I think those two might slow down just enough for Zac Baker to catch up to him and have a good three-way battle.
Big shout out to Kel. If you take a look at the back of Zac Baker's car, it says, "Get well soon, Kel. Hope you're feeling better." Big shout out to him.
It's Zac Baker representing the OSR there in the ZB Racing team. It's pretty neat right there. I'm glad you brought that up, Avery.
Yeah, Zac Baker has not been doing this for too long from what I can remember. I remember him joining up and running in, I think, some V8 Supercar Americas races when he first started. And he started his own team, the Zac Baker Racing team, and he's got a couple of really good drivers that race with him. And they compete in that OSR's Development Series League, and they all really do a good job.
They've been trying to make the pass on Hogan as they go into the corkscrew. He's been on his rear end for this whole lap. Great racing here at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca.
And what I said earlier, guys, check it out. Nigel Baines has slipped away from Marty Carroll just a little bit, but that's allowed Zac Baker to kind of squeeze in the battle. It's no longer for first place. The new battle is about to be for second place as Zac Baker creeping in on the number 36 Spotty Dog Cakes Ford Falcon of Nigel Baines. Guys, we really could see a good battle here for second place real soon.
Now, one thing with Marty Carroll, besides being a tremendous racer, but this year's first race at Bathurst, he had 0 incidents. I don't know how many people can get through a lap there in 31 laps and get 0 incidents, but Marty Carroll, that shows, as you see, got a car in front going off the grass.
I want to see if we can get a camera back on Chris Hogan back in the 6th position. He's really trying to hold off Glenn Sidman back in 7th right now. Glenn Sidman work his way up to Chris Hogan's bumper and now have a great battle right now. Chris Hogan is trying his best to hold off Glenn Sidman. And fellas, right behind this battle we have for 6th position, we have Nils Jordan creeping in as well. This is a three-way battle for 6th position, and right now trying to go towards down the corkscrew. Right now things can get shaky. All three drivers make it through well. I love this bumper to bumper to bumper racing we have right now here between Chris Hogan, Glenn Sidman, and Nils Jordan.
Glenn Sidman really is showing these guys that you can race clean without any problems, because he is showing these guys how to be patient. Because you know Glenn Sidman has some really good speed on this track, and well, Chris Hogan's doing a great job with Glenn Sidman right behind him and keeping Glenn right behind him, and Glenn is just staying patient and just racing him clean.
Now here at the GV8 we got big variety in from where the drivers are from Australia, Canada, the US. Glenn Sidman, he's a California homeboy, so he's going to try to get us out finishing in California.
Well, guys, right now currently on lap number 10 of 17, Martin Carroll in the number 184 Marsden Ford Falcon is in the lead and on track to get his 3rd win in a row. I don't want to speak too soon, but in second right now, 36 car of Nigel Baines, Zac Baker in 3rd. 4th place belongs to Tony Kloosterman. Jason Lundy rounds out the top 5. Chris Hogan's back in 6th place with Glenn Sidman holding down 7th. Nils Jordan battling hard for 8th with Mario Girard back in 9th. Rounding out our top 10 is newcomer Trevor Pickett in the number 92. Jarrell Monroe is 11th with Jim Eagan 12th. Kyle Herron's back in 13th with Isaac de Figueiredo in 14th. Greg Carr is back in 15th, fellas. And 1 lap down is Mark Myers in 16th, and Daniil Menenkoff a lap down as well in 17th. That is how they run, guys. We are just starting lap number 11. How has the race been going in your opinion so far, guys?
That's been going fairly well. A quick update, Jarrell Monroe in the pits had a tow. Got into a little accident, but you know, we've seen some incidents here. You know that can happen. The drivers have pulled through. Big shout out to Glenn Sidman. Him and Lundy got together, and Sidman's been able to keep the car going up into the 6th position.
One thing I want to point out as well is Mario Girard in the number 27 Road Shark Racing Ford Falcon is moving up to the 8th place position to try to battle Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan was currently driver. It's not like Chris is a bad driver. He just has some really good talent coming up on his tail right now.
For sure. I know with some big news coming out in iRacing the past week, the Holden coming to the V8 Supercar for the V8s. That's a huge deal because the Holden-Ford rivalry is huge. You think the Chevy and Ford rivalry is huge? Take it times 10, and you got what the Holden and the Ford rivalry is. But cannot wait till iRacing gets that Holden out. So we have a couple more manufacturers in the series.
Well, we're all looking forward to that, Avery. That is going to be one marvelous leap forward for iRacing's V8 Supercar Series. Cannot wait, but I don't want to get on it too soon because I don't know if I can wait till mid-2014 as its first expected release date. But it will be amazing. Right now, Martin Carroll out front. He is your leader in the 184 Marsden Ford Falcon. And, guys, he has just shown he is in the right spot, buddy. He deserves to be in that first place position. He's a stand-up guy, great driver. I'm a huge fan. And he has just done numbers coming into the GV8. So we really want to welcome him. But what a fantastic job by the number 36 of Nigel Baines. He is still in fighting distance to try to catch a victory here, guys. And as Marty Carroll is coming up on a little lap traffic, it could make Nigel Baines have an opportunity to try to catch him, and we'll have another battle for the lead.
Chris Hogan's around, guys, in the corkscrew. Got some rear end damage there.
Oh man, I hate to see that. That is Chris Hogan in the number 10. Kane just reported. Very unfortunate news. He is able to get going again, though, luckily. And one thing, guys, is this race is just a flat-out 17-lap heat run. Right now, Trevor Pickett has some company as Mario Girard is right on his bumper and trying to get past him. So we'll see if that's able to happen. But one I was about to mention just a second ago before I got sidetracked with racing, like I always do, is this first race is just a 17-lap heat run. The second race we'll be doing in just a little bit will be a mandatory four-tire pit stop. That's going to bring a little bit of strategy into race number 2, fellas.
For sure, 4-tire pit stop. It's even across the board, but the big question will be when do you take that pit stop. But right now, no pit stops in this first race. Trevor Pickett around. Looks like he got all by himself.
Daniil Manninkoff, Chris Hogan, both able to get around Trevor Pickett. A close moment there for the number 10 of Chris Hogan getting around Trevor Pickett. Guys, tough break for the number 92 of Trevor Pickett. Hate to see him getting jostled around here in his first GV8 race.
He's got a little bit of rear end damage, but that damage was from the start where he spun the tires a little bit. But good save by him, great driving by the other two drivers to get through there and not cause an accident.
Side by side going into the start-finish line, Nils Jordan back in 7th with 6th place Glenn Sidman. These two have been going at it all race, fellas, and they're both looking ahead. Oh, Glenn Sidman does a power slide through turn 1, and a good job to save that. Both drivers trying to catch Jason Lundy in the number 14 Gulf Ford Falcon, so that could be happening real soon, guys, as we are starting to wind down. It's lap 14. We only have about 2.5 laps left here to go at Laguna Seca in race 1.
You see Nils Jordan makes the overtake as Glenn Sidman off into the sand. Allowed Jordan to make the overtake, and you're going to see Jordan trying to inch closer to Jason Lundy. As you see Trevor Pickett in that replay running into the number 47 of Daniil Manninkoff, who was 1 lap down. That's too bad for Trevor. You know, his race started off a little bit shaky, but we hope his race.
Got a little fun battle going on up here. Greg Carr, who had a little trouble early in the race, he is that lap traffic that Marty Carroll is coming up on, and he just did a huge sportsmanship move by getting out of the way to let Marty Carroll by. Now he's going to tuck in behind him and have a little fun run with Marty. But unfortunate for for our point leader, Greg Carr. I know that he really wanted to have a better finish, but hey, this is going to open up some doors for some guys like Martin Carroll and Nigel Baines in the point standings.
Definitely. It goes to show that, I mean, how consistent you can be. You can still make some mistakes, and which is going to, give some hope to the other drivers up in the top part of the point standings and try to make a run for Greg Carr. Once again, Greg Carr, one of the most consistent drivers we've seen here in the GV8. But don't count him out for the afternoon's race.
Nils Jordan able to get around Glenn Sidman finally. These two been battling back and forth all race. I tell you what, Nils Jordan putting down a fantastic race so far. The Redback Ford Falcon looking really good. He is in the number 1 car. For those looking as the score standing on the top of the ticker there, Nils Jordan really looking good. His last lap he ran is a 1-minute 29-second lap. Pretty good during race pace time. Oh, Glenn Sidman's around. Trouble in the corkscrew. We've seen the corkscrew eat a couple Falcons, and it gets another one, and it is Glenn Sidman. There goes that battle we saw for quite some time. I'm trying to check on his status. He is back running, guys. I don't think he has too much damage. He's just got a really rough spin out there, though.
Great driving by Jarrell Monroe to make that abrupt change, because
Chris Hogan around as well. Sorry, Avery.
It looked like Monroe had to go the inside, the right side, but made that abrasive move to the left side. So good to see Jarrell.
I do want to make one little announcement as far as how the driving has gone here. That corkscrew, we've seen it eat at least 4 or 5 cars already, and it's not from the drivers going to the outside curve. It seems to be happening when these drivers are going down the corkscrew, and it's not on the first part of the corkscrew, but at the very bottom where it has that right-hander, just as you have a left and then a right going down in the dip. And it's right, if they get on that right curb, it seems like they catch just a half a tire into the sand and it just turns them around. Such a tough spot.
As they get ready to take the white flag here in the GV8 Race1 at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca, we would like to thank GetDirtyMX.com for help sponsoring. So go check out GetDirtyMX.com, as you see on the lower left hand of the screen.
Absolutely. Glad you brought that up. GetDirtyMX.com has been one of the most fantastic sponsors here for GRAsim TV. We really want to thank them for being on board with us all season long, especially around this time of the year. We want to wish everybody at GetDirtyMX.com a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and can't wait to be working with them some more. They're a really big part of GRAsim TV, so if you like GRAsim TV and you like the broadcast, just remember it is brought to you by GetDirtyMX.com. They're such a great company and really do a lot for a lot of young riders and help them get a lot of gear and help sponsor young drivers. So, go check them out. They have some really cool gear. They've donated some shirts to the drivers. They've even put a trophy out for our Bathurst race. So that's GetDirtyMX.com. Thanks, Avery, for bringing that up, buddy. I sure do appreciate that. And here we are, guys. White flag out. We're finishing up here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looked like Marty Carroll was going to run away with this one. Nobody contested him. Anyways, as you see, he goes into the final corner here at Mazda Raceway. They're going to say going to take the long straightaway to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, and as he crosses the checkered flag, that is 3 races in a row for Marty Carroll, as he was able to take Bathurst, Road America, and now Laguna Seca. That is just a phenomenal performance by Marty Carroll in the number 184 Ford Falcon. We also don't forget those aren't his only 3 races of the year, fellas. He also was able to take the victory at Interlagos. He took one of the victories, I believe it was race 1 that weekend. So we've seen him just come away with some tremendous results lately. Want to also congratulate the number 36 Spotty Dog Cake Ford Falcon driver of Nigel Baines for coming in second. Drove real hard. Right now he's driving behind Martin Carroll, showing him a little love there. Just letting him know, hey, we had a great race, and definitely showed. Zac Baker was able to finish 3rd, guys, his first race in the GV8, and able to take 3rd. Great podium for him here in his first appearance.
Give big shout out to Tony Kloosterman, making up for that last place finish at Road America, bringing a 4th place close to that podium finish, but it's good to see him recap.
Yeah, very
last
proud
week's
of
race.
Tony. What a great race. 4th place. Great job, Tony.
In the Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon, for those who missed the storylines, Tony Kloosterman is back with his old team here and it's a lot of sentimental value to him. Really glad to see him in a place that he's very happy, and back with Never Quit Racing, formerly with Red Bull Racing. We're real proud of you, Tony, and good job here today at the West Coast track at the Laguna Seca, buddy.
Yeah, it was a great race. Take a look at Jason Lundy, the California boy, taking home the top 5 finish. A great run for Lundy. I cannot wait on next race.
We get a little burnout from Martin Carroll and Nigel Baines and Sth Baker. The whole top 3 doing burnouts in the front stretch right now. We need to get a camera on that. Classic, guys. I love it. All podium guys burning out on the front stretch. And this is our unofficial results. I'm going to go ahead and read down the list of what we got here in race 1, fellas. Marty Carroll in the number 184 takes the victory here in race 1. Nigel Baines is able to take second. Cleaning up the final spot on the podium is newcomer Zac Baker in the number 513. Tony Kloosterman takes 4th, and Jason Lundy puts down a great result to get 5th place. He's in the number 14 Gulf Ford Falcon. Nils Jordan battled all the way from mid and late pack, coming up to get a 6th place finish. Good job for the Redback Falcon driver, Nils Jordan. Mario Girard had kind of a quiet race, but a good result as he's able to walk out of Laguna Seca race 1 with a 7th place finish. Glenn Sidman had his troubles on the track, but still was able to somehow walk out of here with an 8th place finish. Trevor Pickett, newcomer, leaves with 9th. Back in 10th is number 10 driver Chris Hogan. Jim Eagan walks out of it with 11th. Isaac de Figueiredo is the final driver to finish on the lead lap. He finishes 12th. Greg Carr had his troubles early in the race and finished a lap down back in 13th. We know we'll see him back up front next race, guys. I'm sure he just had a mishap here in race 1. Jarrell Monroe was able to walk out with 14th. 15th, Kyle Herron. Mark Myers finished 16th. 17th went to Daniil Maninkoff, and that cleans out our field here in race number 1. Really good job. We had 12 guys finish on the lead lap, and then we only had one driver that was more than one lap down. So a really, really good, tight race for such a tough. This is a tough, tough circuit for these V8 supercars, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I just want to point this out. Mario Girard started in the 15th position and finished all the way up in 7th. So really good move up for Mario Girard to move up that much. Another good mover was definitely had to been, well, I'm going to say congratulations. Jason Lundy started 8th but finished 5th, and that's just a good finish. You know, as you get closer to the front, it's harder to move up. But all in all, guys, I think this is a great race 1 and can't wait for race number 2 as it'll be here soon. We also want to wish everybody that's here with us and enjoying this live broadcast that's presented to you by GetDirtyMX.com. We want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, as tomorrow will be Christmas Eve. There's nothing better than Christmas and racing, and that's what we have here for you tonight, guys. Brought to you by Get Dirty MX. Love having them by. And hopefully in just a minute, guys, we'll have a driver to come talk with us and talk a little bit about the race. It looks like right now I have the number 27 driver of Mario Girard here with us in the booth. And Mario, how you doing?
I'm doing good. About yourself, guys?
Oh, doing great. Mario, I wanted to point something out. I was really proud of you in race number 1 as you started back in 15th and were able to walk out of here with a 7th place finish in race 1. So a good job moving up the field there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't have time to practice prior to the race. Managed to get in right for the qualify. Did two laps and got a 15 position, I like you said.
Well, we sure did think you did a great job, Mario, and really enjoyed seeing you here in Race 1. And now it seems like you got a little practice there from Race 1, and look forward to seeing how the results go for you in race number 2, my friend.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, guys. For sure, race number 2 will be the one for me.
Oh, absolutely, Mario. Always a pleasure talking with you, and good luck in race 2, buddy.
Right now we got the California boy, Jason Lundy, up in the booth. How we doing, Jason?
Hey, very good. Thanks, Avery.
Taking home the top 5 finish. You got a couple incidents in the final corner, in the last corner of the racetrack. Taking top 5, getting ready to go into race 2. What do you expect from race 2?
It'll be interesting with pit stop now in race 2, but hopefully we could just keep that top 5 position. Like you said, I had an incident in the last corner. I want to apologize to Glenn again. It was an optimistic move at best, and didn't come off right. So sorry to Glenn. But yeah, race 2 should be good for us if we can just if I can keep this top 5 spot. That'll be good.
Well, Jason, it's good to see the California boy taking a top 5 at his home track. Watch next race with you included.
Thanks, Avery.
And that's Jason Lundy, guys. I always thank him, driver of the number 14 Gulf Ford Falcon. Good luck in race 2, Jason. Always good talking to you, buddy. Next up, talking with us here in the number 36, driver of the Spotty Dog Cake Ford Falcon, Nigel Baines. Good to have you back in action, buddy.
Yeah, good evening, fellas. Thank you. Not the cleanest of races, but we'll take second for sure, and hopefully go one better this time.
Yeah, I was going to say you and Marty had quite a battle going pretty much the whole race. Marty was as smooth as ice on that entire race, but you did a really good job keeping up with him and keeping him in the hot seat. And good job. I mean, a second place finish. I know you probably would have liked to get past the number 184, but he was flawless, and it was tough to get by him, I'm sure. But you really had a great race from what we saw, my friend.
Yeah, the first handful of laps, we kept the pressure on, and I thought if we can stick with that, at some point we might get a chance to sneak through somewhere. But he's like a robot, really. his mistakes, I think he drops like 0.2 of a second over a lap if he makes a mistake. So unfortunately, mine were more costly than that. But he had great pace, great pole position for him too. So time to knock him off. Let's give it a go this time.
That's right. That's Nigel Baines right there. Good luck in race number 2, buddy. We really look forward to seeing the number 36 battle with the 184 in race 2, buddy. Good luck to you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Just a little bit of time left before the practice starts with the next race. We got my boy Tony Kloosterman taking home a 4th place finish. You got a copy, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
Oh, doing great, Tony. Congratulations, buddy, on the 4th place finish. That was amazing.
Well, thanks. It was a bit opportune. Jason and Glenn had a little coming together there, and I just managed to sneak underneath them and grab a couple of seconds, and basically that's all I needed for a comfortable 4th. Let's call it that. But it was nice to be near the front again for a change.
Yes, Tony. Had a connection issue last week at Road America for taking a 4th place finish. Get back. Get a 4th place finish after your wouldn't necessarily be your fault, but you had a connection issue. But drove a strong race, and congrats on that 4th place finish. Maybe you can one up it for race number 2.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you after the race.
Sounds good, Tony. That is Tony Kloosterman, driver of the 121 Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon. All right, next up, I've been saving the best for last, so got to congratulate our winner, driver of the 184 Marsden Ford Falcon, Marty, my good buddy Martin Carroll.
How are you, gentlemen?
All right, from down under, my good friend Marty. How you doing? Congratulations, buddy. That was a flawless performance, and definitely showed you're a force to be reckoned with here in the GV8, and with your recent dominance here, it has just been truly fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I'd like to thank Nigel for his kind words. He did put a lot of pressure on me there early.
took me about 8 laps to break him. I finally was able to shake him, and I am human. I do sweat. It was a tremendous start by Greg. That was a tremendous battle. Unfortunately, he just dropped it off just on the kink on the way up to the corkscrew, because it is quite difficult to pass here. It's quite easy to... you don't have to do much to hold your line, and so once you get position, it can be quite difficult to pass in this track. So, no, all in all, a good first race. Yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, Marty, I got one quick question for you as we head to race number 2. Obviously, great results in race number 1, but with the added strategy of the mandatory 4-tire pit stop in race 2, what kind of strategy will it take to get a good result here in race number 2?
If I get a bad start, I'll be pitting straight away. If I get a good start, I'll just be playing it by ear. Probably lap 9 or 10, you'll expect me to come in and grab a fresh set and then punch out some good laps at the end.
Well, thank you very much, Marty. We'll definitely be looking for you to do really good and maybe get a repeat in race number 2, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hope to talk to you at the conclusion of the second and final race here tonight.
Thank you very much, guys.
With not much time left, we've got newcomer to the series, Zac Baker, joining us. Zach, what a great race for your first run in the GV8s. 3rd place finish. A fantastic finish.
Yes, thank you very much. I really enjoy your series. Yes, my first time. Isaac de Figueiredo told me about the series. I really like it, and I had a great time out there.
Missed Isaac de Figueiredo this week. I hope he's doing all right. We haven't seen him, for the last 2 weeks.
He's in the race.
Was he? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was in the race. He had a little slow run for the night, but we look forward to seeing him back in race 2. But I do want to say, really happy to have you in the league. And I know it was your first race, and just a wonderful, wonderful job for your first race here, Zach. Truly enjoyed watching you run, and I know we can see you. Obviously, you showed right from the get-go you can run with the best of them. So really look forward to seeing you here in race 2, and just want to definitely say welcome to the league, and glad to have you here on GRAsim TV, buddy.
Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoy it, and I'd like to just thank my sponsor, Botanico, for sponsoring our team, and I'll look forward to the next race. Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely, Zach, and come back and talk to us at the conclusion of race 2. Maybe it'll be live from Victory Lane, buddy.
We'll have to see. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Zac Baker in the 513. We really want to thank him for joining us here at GRAsim TV. And guys, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to cut the broadcast a little short here, and take a little break. If you're watching live, please don't go anywhere, as we will be right back in just a moment, live with race number 2.